Once upon a time, in a peaceful African kingdom, there lived a young and beautiful princess named Amina. The kingdom, known as Omara, was a place of lush forests, flowing rivers, and golden sunsets. Amina's father, King Kofi, was a wise and just ruler. His leadership brought prosperity to the people of Omara, and under his reign, the kingdom thrived. Queen Zuri, Amina's mother, was known for her kindness and wisdom, and together they ruled with compassion, ensuring the happiness and well-being of their people. Princess Amina was adored by the people of the kingdom. She was kind-hearted, loved to help those in need, and had a natural gift for healing. People often came to the palace seeking her advice and blessings, for it was said that she could make flowers bloom with a single touch, and her laughter brought peace to anyone who heard it. But Amina was also known for her curiosity. She would often sneak away from the palace to explore the beautiful lands surrounding her home. She had a deep connection with nature and often spoke to the trees, the rivers, and the animals, as though they were her friends. However, the peaceful days of the kingdom came to an abrupt end when a wicked sorcerer named Bantu arrived from a distant land. Bantu was a man of dark magic and ambition, seeking to take control of Omara and bend its people to his will. He had heard of King Kofi's great wisdom and power, and believed that if he could defeat the king, he could rule the kingdom for himself. One night, Bantu launched his attack. He cast a spell that turned the kingdom's peaceful skies into storm clouds, and his dark magic spread throughout the land. King Kofi and Queen Zuri fought valiantly to protect their people, but Bantu's magic was too strong. In a fierce battle, the king and queen were captured. The people of Omara were forced to bow before Bantu's power, and the kingdom fell into darkness. Bantu declared himself the ruler and placed a curse upon the land, causing crops to wither and rivers to dry up. But unknown to Bantu, Princess Amina had been hidden away by her loyal nanny, Ngozi. Ngozi, who had served the royal family since Amina was a baby, knew that the young princess was in grave danger. In the dead of night, she took Amina and fled the palace, carrying her to the safety of a distant village, deep in the forest, far from Bantu's reach. Years passed, and Amina grew into a strong, beautiful young woman. But she had no memory of her royal life. She was raised by Ngozi in the village, where no one knew who she truly was. The villagers loved her, for she was kind and always helped them with their troubles. She cared for the sick, tended to the gardens, and listened to the elders' stories. Yet, despite her happiness, something always felt incomplete. Amina had dreams of a grand palace, of a loving family, and of a crown resting upon her head. These dreams would come to her every night, but when she woke, the feeling of loss and longing would remain. Amina had never been told the full story of why she had been hidden away. She only knew that her parents had been lost, and that the land was no longer the peaceful place it once was. She grew up questioning why she felt so different from the other girls in the village. Her heart told her that there was more to her story, but she never had the courage to ask Ngozi about it. One fateful day, while Amina was gathering herbs in the forest, she met an old man named Omar. His hair was as white as the clouds, and his eyes were sharp with wisdom. He seemed to appear from nowhere, and when he spoke, his voice was both gentle and powerful. "Amina," he said, "you are not just a village girl. You are the lost princess of Omara, daughter of King Kofi and Queen Zuri." Amina was shocked. She stepped back, shaking her head. "No, that cannot be true," she said. "I am just Amina, a girl of the village." But Omar smiled softly and took her hand. "I know it is hard to believe, but the truth is inside you. You are the last hope of your people. The kingdom has fallen to the evil sorcerer Bantu, and your parents are imprisoned. It is time for you to return and reclaim your throne. The sword of light awaits you." Amina's heart raced with disbelief. Could it be true? Was she really a princess? Her thoughts swirled like a whirlwind. She had always known there was something more to her life, but this was too much to comprehend. Omar told Amina of the great danger Bantu posed to the kingdom. He had cursed the land, and the people were suffering. He explained that only Amina, with the blood of the royal family flowing in her veins, could break the curse and free her kingdom. He also revealed that the Sword of Light, an ancient weapon of great power, had been hidden by her parents before their capture. The sword could only be wielded by the true heir, and it was waiting for her. Amina listened to Omar's words with a mix of fear and determination. She realized that her true destiny had always been waiting for her, and now it was time to step into her role as queen. With Omar as her guide, Amina set out on a journey to reclaim her kingdom. They traveled for many days, through dense forests, across rivers, and over mountains. Along the way, Amina learned more about the people of Omara and the pain they had endured under Bantu's rule. She saw the suffering in their eyes, and her heart ached. But she also saw hope that one day their true queen would return to lead them. When they finally reached the kingdom, Amina was horrified to see the ruins of the once beautiful palace. The grand walls were crumbling and the gardens were overrun with weeds. The air was heavy with the weight of Bantu's magic. But Amina was not afraid. She knew that this was her battle, and she had to face it. Omar led her to the secret chamber where the Sword of Light was kept. The sword was surrounded by ancient markings, glowing faintly with a power that seemed to call to her. Amina approached the sword, and, with trembling hands, she reached out and gripped its hilt. The moment her fingers touched the sword, a surge of energy rushed through her, filling her with strength and courage. She knew that she was ready. With the sword in her hand, Amina set out to confront Bantu. The sorcerer was in his dark castle, surrounded by his minions. When Amina arrived, Bantu sneered at her. "So the lost princess has returned," he said, his voice dripping with mockery. "You think you can defeat me with a sword? You are nothing." But Amina stood tall, her heart filled with the power of her ancestors. She raised the Sword of Light high, and a brilliant beam of light shot out, cutting through Bantu's dark magic. The sorcerer screamed in rage as his powers began to fade. Amina's strike shattered the evil spell he had cast over the kingdom, and Bantu's reign of terror came to an end. With the sorcerer defeated, the kingdom was free once again. The people of Omara rejoiced, and Amina was crowned as their queen. She ruled with wisdom, kindness, and strength, just like her parents had done before her. The land flourished, and peace returned to the kingdom. Amina never forgot the people who helped her along the way. Omar, the wise old man, became her trusted advisor. Together, they rebuilt the kingdom and ensured that the lessons of the past would never be forgotten. And so, the lost princess, who had once wandered the forests in search of her destiny, found her way back home and became the queen her people had always hoped for.